meeting to order. If everyone could please stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Are there any, looking at the agenda, are there any corrections, deletions, or additions?
I would like to add TURP, or Tax Review Council.
Okay, any others? All right, seeing none, the agenda will stand as is with the amendment to the concerns of trustees. We have nothing under unfinished business or new business. That'll take us directly to the sheriff's report. Good evening.
Hello.
We get you tonight. No, I'm kidding.
All right, for the month of February, there were 842 calls to service, that's up 33.7% compared to 2024. We had 54 crashes, up 48.2%. Crashes with injury were only 6, that's down 40% from last year. We've had 54 alarms, up 16%, 148 traffic stops, down 28.4%, 115 citations, down 10%. 33 arrests, down 5.8%. We had 358 vacation and security checks. Assigned cases for February were 1 rape, 1 robbery, 2 burglary, 2 B&E, 2 sex offenses, and 1 child abuse. Closed cases in February were 1 rape, 1 robbery, 1 B&E, 1 counterfeiting, 1 felony theft, and 2 internet crimes against children cases. That's it.
And thank you for the report. I appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Thanks for filling in.
I guess we'll let you off easy.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. All right, that'll take us over to the fiscal officer report. Tom?
Thank you. Fiscal Officer number 1 is a resolution to authorize the payment of pending warrants in the amount of $144,643.23.
So moved. Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Fiscal Officer number 2 is a resolution to authorize payment of regular payroll in an amount not to exceed $300,000.
So moved.
Second, discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo? Fiscal Officer number 3 is a resolution to authorize payment for the following medical claims.
So moved.
Second, discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Fiscal Officer number 4 is the bank reconciliation.
Any concerns?
No, everything balances.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Fiscal Officer number 5 is the financial report.
If anyone has any questions for Tom, please see him after in regards to details of this.
Fiscal Officer number 6 is a resolution to authorize the following transfer funds.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
That concludes the Fiscal Officer report.
Thank you, Tom. That'll take us over to the administrator, Ms. Campbell.
Thank you. Item number 1 is a resolution to appoint Lisa Campbell as a prevailing wage coordinator for the 2025 paving program.
So moved. Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
And that's the end of the administrator report.
Thank you, Lisa. That'll take us over to Chief with the fire department.
Thank you. Item number 1 is our monthly report for your review.
See, you guys are keeping busy as always. Okay, any questions, comments, or concerns, please see Chief after.
That concludes fire department.
Thank you, Chief. That takes us over to Drew with the road department.
Thank you. Excuse me. Road item number 1 is the monthly report.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Item number 2 is a resolution to authorize purchase of payment to Leonard Truck and Trailer for a new 2025 B&B tilt trailer.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
Thank you. Road item number 3 is a resolution to authorize purchase of payment to Doosan Bobcat North America Incorporated for a new 2025 S86 T4 Bobcat skid steer loader.
So moved.
Second, discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
Thank you. Road item number 4 is a resolution to authorize purchase and payment to Doosan Bobcat North America Incorporated for an 80-inch combination bucket and a 48-inch planer for the new S86 T4 Bobcat skid steer loader.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
Thank you. Road item number 5 is a resolution to authorize purchase and payment to Charson Chevy for a 2025 Chevy Silverado dump truck.
So moved?
Second, discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
Thank you. Road item number 6 is a resolution to authorize purchase and payment to Lepo Rents for a water tank kit for the new S86 T4 Bobcat skid steer loader.
So moved.
Second, discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
Thank you. That concludes road.
Thank you, Drew. That'll take us over to zoning. Tom?
Thank you, ma'am. Item number 1 is the monthly report.
Okay. If anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, please see Tom after.
And that's all for zoning, ma'am.
Thank you, Tom. That takes us over to Rob with the Parks Department.
Thanks. Item number 1 is the monthly.
Wow, we bypassed the season passes already. That's awesome.
Sponsorships on too.
Okay, if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, please see Rob after. Go ahead.
Thanks. Item number 2 is a resolution to promote Charles Sexton to soccer team leader and increase rate of pay accordingly.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 3 is a resolution to hire Zachary Moore as a soccer supervisor concessions worker.
So moved?
Second. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
That concludes parks.
Thanks, Rob. That'll take us over to Mr. Williams, our law director.
Thank you. I just have one item tonight. There was filed on March 4th by the City of Canton, an expedited type 2 annexation in the Fulton Drive area. It's 2707 Fulton Drive. That is for your informational purposes.
And that just connects to the last one they did at
That's
the corner,
exactly
which moves that whole thing farther west.
Exactly. It's one owner, it's 1.8 acres.
I hope they do a better job at either
Yeah.
getting it cleaned up, because both of those plaza buildings have certainly been dated, so it wasn't like they were a gem. But after they took the last one, it really turned a hole. So knowing that Plain Township surrounds that, I hope that they would learn to be a better community partner and at least enforce this, because I know there's pipe dreams of a hotel there if the village was to ever materialize, but I've got to believe any type of additional hotel activity there is mute or non-existent, so forth.
It looks like the owner of that building is not part of the hotel. It appears that way. And the owner of the building has already contacted the township about a permit to fix up the building.
But it's gonna be annexed.
And it's gonna be in.
Yeah.
But his intentions are to fix it up.
Dump a lot of money into that.
Yeah.
I think we just need to, I'm gonna go on the record right now, we need to be proactive in talking to the properties that continue to go west, because this is nothing new from a city scheme of just one at a time.
and what limited business space we have a responsibility and an obligation to be proactive in doing anything to stress and communicate the value that we bring. Because the reality is, in most of these tax circumstances, by the time, I hear your property taxes will go down, but by the time you figure income taxes and everything, when I've run prior simulations through the auditor's office, they end up paying more, so. I know we're all anytime it's annexation, any of us was frustrated with it, but this is just.
That's 3 properties though, correct? 3 different properties?
No, I think it's 2 parcels. as I
Yeah,
understand
well-
it. Oh, no, there's 3, you're right.
That's what I thought.
You're right, the one's owned by a different owner. I'm
That is
sorry.
correct,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
You got 2 that are XK
Yep,
and
and
1
then
that is
Tansel.
Tansel, and they actually own a couple other properties.
Yeah, they do, it's around there, yep.
But that one, I think the history of that, if you look at that plat, you've got that very narrow strip that goes north. And originally, I think, that was the entrance to the old ink orchard many, many, many years ago. And I think that's why that's shaped the way it is.
Why, it's that long neck,
Yes.
so to speak.
No, I don't know what was here, maybe she was new, but that stretch right there,
Yeah.
we actually got complaints just
That is
because of the
correct.
vegetative
The way
growth
they
and so
were-
forth.
Yeah, maintaining
Thought it was
Yeah.
abandoned
Correct.
roadway
Yes.
and so forth, so.
Yes. So, okay, yeah, unfortunate. See, we're over.
Well, thank you, Eric.
Sure.
Appreciate the update on that. We don't have anything under communications. We don't have anyone in the audience for public speaks. That'll take us over to concerns of trustees. John
Lisa,
has that.
Lisa and I attended the Tax Incentive Review Council, overall evaluation of the 2 properties that we have, Meander and East of One. It took us longer to walk from our parking spot to the building than it did for the meeting. They approved it immediately. Meander, they're on their last year, so this will wrap them up. So next year when we go, well, unless we do a CRA.
Is Meander Hampton?
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
up on it. So anyhow, they were continued for another cycle. That's it,
And we did a great presentation.
yeah.
Well, I'm very proud of
I'm
you.
sure it was riveting.
Yeah, yeah, we got the vote on both of
Oh, yeah,
them,
we voted.
yeah.
Well, all right, thank you, John and Lisa, for attending that. Nothing under the concerns of the fiscal officer.
Yeah.
And now take us to approval of the minutes. I will make the motion for February 25th.
Second,
Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes, we have no need for executive session, so I will make the motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:13.
Second,
Discussion, roll call.
Mrs. Harless?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.